Hi dear students, today we are going to talk about another microbial interaction mainly called as a commensalism. Commensalism, it comes from a Latin word cum, that means together, and mensa means table. And it is a relationship in which one symbiont, the commensal, benefits while the other, called the host, is neither harmed nor helped. Now you might have a concept. Why did we say mensa or table over here? The main reason which we use here is come together and sit at a table and eat. That is the concept which come here. Eat at the same table. That is, both the different organisms are being considered to eat from the same table. And in some cases also, we also use the concept that one lives on the scraps provided by the other. Such a concept is also being given for commensalism. And if you go to consider commensalism, here it is a unidirectional process. That is, one is giving the other, but the other, okay, the one who gives is neither harmed nor helped. But the one who gets it, of course, is a symbiont and it is getting benefited. And since the concept of eating at the same table is being used here, it means that there should be a spatial proximity between the two partners. That is, the two partners involved in commensalism should be living in a close location so that the substances which are being shared, okay, they can feed on the substances that are being captured or ingested by the host, and the commensal after obtains the shelter by living either or on in the host. So there is one organism which is feeding or capturing certain substances, and there is another member or the symbiont which is living in close proximity to the host, and it might get either shelter by living on, it will get shelter by, or as well as sometimes the food which is being consumed or which is being captured by the host would also be given, would be shared towards the symbiont also. And the commensal is not directly dependent upon the host metabolically. So even if you separate it from the host experimentally, it can survive without the addition of the factors of the host origin. So you can just imagine a situation in which you have a family, or you have a rich person, and a rich person is eating food at his table, and he is leaving some bones which are being left down. He puts it down, and the dogs which are being found close by or in close proximity towards the table, they can take these bones. So in such an example, you can see that even if the dog is separated from the rich man's table, it can survive. But it gets a benefit when it stays close to the table of a rich man. So here, in the case of bacteria also, such a type of relationship can be found. Now, one example that which we find here is the oxidation of ammonium to nitrate. This is a process which mainly involves normally two steps. That is, first, the microorganisms such as Nitrosomonas will oxidize ammonium to nitrite. And then what happens? The nitrite is oxidized to nitrate by Nitrobacter as well as certain similar organisms. So here you can see that Nitrobacter is benefiting by the association of Nitrosomonas because it uses the nitrate to obtain energy for the growth. So one particular the nitrite which is being obtained from another organism can be utilized by Nitrobacter so that it can convert it into nitrate. So this is a case of commensalism in which one organism is making something and it can give it to the other organism. Now Nitrobacter can, even if Nitrosomonas is not giving it nitrite, it can survive in the environment, but when Nitrosomonas helps it, it gets an additional benefit. it becomes easier for it to convert it into nitrate. Now, other examples which we have is flavobacterium. Now, sometimes flavobacterium can excrete cysteine. And cysteine is a what? Sulfur containing amino acid. And sometimes cysteine containing amino acids might be needed by certain other bacteria. And Legionella pneumophila, that can utilize this cysteine which is being excreted by flavobacterium, and it gets a benefit from it. So that is a type of commensalistic reaction. Another example which we have is, now for example, lignin. It can be degraded by fungi to form glucose. And when wood is being present in the form of lignin, not all microorganisms can utilize it. But when lignin is degraded by the fungi and it forms glucose, various other microbes are getting benefited from it. So that's also a case of commensalism. And we should remember that even if the lignin degrading fungi is not there, the other microbes can survive because there would be other sources also for them to get glucose. And another case of example is Beggiotova. It can detoxify H2S, and thereby H2S sensitive organisms get a benefit. So, in a highly anaerobic condition, sometimes hydrogen sulfide might be formed, and Beggiotova will detoxify this H2S. So, normally in the environment, H2S might be toxic to certain organisms. So, in such a situation, if Beggiotova is being present, the H2S is being detoxified by Beggiotova, and so all those organisms which were being sensitive to H2S would be relieved as Beggiotova is giving them a help. So, I think you got a case of commensalism, and it's clear to you, I guess.